So today I'm talking about a P2302 code, what it is and how you can go about fixing it. And so what is a P2302 code? Well, it's an ignition coil A secondary circuit. And some scan tools will give you an ignition coil 1 secondary circuit insufficient ionization. And so what does this all mean? Well, each cylinder on the engine is going to have a coil that's igniting the air-fuel ratio mixture that's going into the cylinder. There's going to be air and gas that goes into each cylinder, and then at the right time, the computer is going to ignite this mixture. But when you get this P2302 code, the computer's seeing a problem with one of these ignition coils, mainly coil A or coil 1, which is going to be the number 1 cylinder, and so it's going to have to be troubleshooted to know why. And so what would be some possible causes of a P2302 code? Well, the first thing that could cause is that ignition coil on cylinder number 1, that it's gone bad and needs to be replaced. So the first thing to do is to locate cylinder number 1 on your particular engine. Since there will be differences, the location of cylinder 1 is really going to vary. It's going to depend on the engine. But the first thing to go and do is to locate that cylinder number 1 on your particular engine. There can also be different types of coils. Older vehicles can have a coil pack like this. Most vehicles are going to have what's called a coil on a plug, where each cylinder has its own coil. There's some different ways to go about testing these coils. One method is just to swap it with another cylinder that you know is working. So say you know cylinder number 2 is working, you could just swap the coil with cylinder number 2 and then see if the problem follows. If it does follow, then you know it's a bad coil. And if it doesn't follow, then you know it's going to be in the wiring or some kind of other problem. If you do have an older vehicle that has a coil pack like this, a low-cost way to test these is to use an inline spark tester tool. You can also test those coil on a plugs with these if you wanted to. And these are real low cost items. You could get them on like Amazon or eBay or something like that, usually around like $10. I'll put a link in the description box below if you want to check one of these out. And to use one of these, you put one side on the spark plug and then you connect the other side going to the coil. You start up the engine, and if the spark is working, you'll see it inside of here. It'll start sparking. And if there is no spark, then you know it's not working. So like I said, there's some different ways to go about testing these coils. But the first thing that could cause this is a bad ignition coil on cylinder number 1. The next thing that could cause this is the wiring going to the coil. If there's any kind of problem in the wiring going to the coil, like an open or a short, then of course it's not going to be able to work. You can go and get wiring schematics for your particular vehicle. That way you know for sure what's going on. But usually how these coils work, when the key goes into the on position, there's going to be a steady 12 volts going to them. And then the computer is going to control the ground side to enable that spark. So you can't go and put the key in the on position and be sure you got voltage going to it. And if you don't, be sure to check for any blowing fuses or anything along those lines. If you have a coil pack, those can be a little bit different. But still, you can get wiring schematics for that vehicle and go and check and be sure you got voltage going to it and that there's no open or short or anything like this. But the next thing that could cause this is some kind of wiring problem. And the next thing that could cause this is a bad spark plug. If that spark plug is fouled out for some reason and not working, then of course it's not going to be sparking, and that's going to cause problems. So if the ignition coil tests good, there's no problem inside the wiring, then you can remove the spark plug and check and be sure that it looks like it's good, because the next thing that could cause this is a bad spark plug. And the last thing on the list is going to be a bad computer. And this would be like a bad engine control module or a bad powertrain control module. This isn't going to be too common. It is kind of rare for a computer to go bad. And usually when a computer does go bad, it doesn't just give you one code. Usually there'll be a lot of different codes going on. One thing to mention is that if you do think you have a bad computer, be sure to check your battery, be sure that's good. Be sure to check your terminal connections, that there's no corrosion going on or anything like this. You can even check the alternator output and be sure that's good, because all these computers, they all need a good stable power supply or that can cause problems. So if you do think you have a bad computer, be sure to check that's good, because the last thing on the list is going to be a bad computer. And so that's basically it. I just wanted to give a basic overview of how you go about fixing a vehicle with the P2302 code. If you have anything to add, please comment down below. If you have any questions, ask me and I'll try to answer them. If this video helps you, please click like, please click subscribe, and have a good day.